Pick up my bags, I'll be free at last. Don't wanna hear another word from my bum ass past. I graduate to know what's fate and what's a fantasy line. I done walked the wrong path maybe a couple of times. Stepping through, I hope to see windows and green leaves. Freedom of speech, sunshine, rhythm up under my feet. Is it a dream? I check the clock for times like this. People around you can't understand what it means to exist. So make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. I see my time around the world before I'm giving it up. I see myself living for me instead of living for her. That's rare. Two worlds niggas can never compare. Giving time to a world that'll never be there. So get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream.
Yo. God damn it, feel like it's been a minute.
Yo, man, Mr. Low. Yo.
Y'all already know what it is. You know how we coming, man. Let's go ahead and get this second verse. You know what I'm saying? By bro, come through. Let's go. Hey.
Keep your head up. Gotta chase your dreams out the paper. Over time, things change. So much bloodshed, it's a shame. Don't know what the future holds. Humble, I'll remain. Don't replace fear where trust should be. Right here, shouldn't know what your left think. Don't compare the size, focus on your team. Can't be myself, won't be anything. Grant me peace, I've been patient. Trying to find solutions without foundation. One life, bet not waste it. Gotta adjust with the times, be adjacent. What's fair, not equal. In life, notice you get no sequel. Sometimes my soul feel conflicted, but I keep my head up, prevent from getting wet up. And times things get better, till then Glock and sweater. I wake up.
Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream.
Yo. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Another episode of Bedtime Stories. You know how we coming. One thing I want to say, man, is every time I'm away for like a week or so, however it look, it just seemed like I'm away for 3 months, you know? So, look, bro, say what's up to the people.
Man, what's up, bro? What's up, people?
Turn your
Back
mic up
again. Never left. Bedtime Stories. Live and direct. Man, we back. We got a good episode today. Good topics, good conversation, like always. Let's
always. Like always, man. And, without further ado, we're going to get to it. So, the main thing is this. We want to really shout out to all the people who've been, listening to us, who have been subscribing. We just crossed over 2,000 watch time hours, man. That's a big deal. So we appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We appreciate the energy. There will be so many more lives to come. Once we cross that barrier of, 2,000 subscribers, 4,000, 10,000, whatever else, and it start coming like hotcakes. We want to appreciate everybody who not only tunes in, but comments, likes, shares the video, because again, it takes nothing, no money out your pocket to, comment. Definitely takes nothing for you to view and share and like. So, as well as comment. So we appreciate everybody, man. We appreciate everybody. So without further ado, we want to get to a few things. Here's the entire landscape of today's show.
Lay it on.
So, no Diddy. So we will have, number one, let me turn my mic up. Make sure I'm heard.
Okay.
We will have a person join today to help us talk through these topics. because sometimes I don't know everything that's going on. You know, I don't know everything that's going on. A lot of, you know, people don't know everything that's going on. Long story short, we talking about black versus white culture and the differences. We here to help people out today. So please,
Okay.
you know, that's where it's coming from. We're here to help people out today. So
Okay.
the main thing people want to take away from this: questions that you have will be answered. Curiosities will be blanketed with other motions of answers. Different things that people did not think of, or were just, as quiet as kept, don't want to speak on or ask questions to their fellow black person or white person. We're gonna do it here for you. So, but bro, if you want to follow up with that, as I want to transition to our first, exhibit A real quick.
I'm excited, just like you are. Very intriguing topic that we have today, because as a fellow black man, a black of the blackest man, man, I deal with a lot of stereotypes. I as far as good and bad. So this is a very this is a very well, I like to say this is a learning experience for me to be able to really just grasp the different aspects of culture for blacks and whites, and be able to kind of put some of the stereotypes to bed, but also to enlighten people on why people view things a certain way, and how we can possibly bridge the gap with these stereotypes and make things a little bit better. We're not saying that we're changing the world, but if we can just have a little spark to change it.
Right. Absolutely. Will say it at the end, bro. We could just have a little spark, to help move this thing along.
Sure.
I hope you're not surprised by the first exhibit A right here. This is just a teaser. We're gonna get into all the good stuff. This is a teaser right now. We got the notorious, may I say notorious. We're gonna tell you why in a second. But we got the bonnet. The bonnet is an African American. The bonnet is an African American staple. I'm not sure if my fellow white people have heard of it, have seen a few black people come up and walk up, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the day with the bonnet on. This bonnet can transcend what you look like throughout the day, right? You could come in now. Again, let me calm down. I'm excited. This is just for black people. Now, I'm saying this is what black people do, is what I'm saying. Okay. So in the morning time, bonnet, boom. You could come out in the morning time with the bonnet. Now, if we come out and drop our kids off, we may have this on. At 12 o'clock lunchtime, we may have this on. Now, here's why. I'm trying to help the white people out. It's about comfortability. Okay. When we had this bonnet on, especially for African American women, they may have things under there that they may not want you to see. So the bonnet, the bonnet is a fair replacement. It's a fair replacement. Okay.
Okay.
Typically the black bonnet is safe zone. Okay, safe zone.
Style protector as well.
Style protector as well. Absolutely, bro. Style protector. People go to sleep in the bonnets. Okay. Now, this is a fantastic invention, because before I had the do-rag, it wasn't necessarily covering all my locks, and then would slip off at night. This stays secure. If you want to go a step further, brother, tie the do-rag on, boom, throw the bonnet on top of it, you golden for the rest of the night. All my brothers that go to sleep with a bonnet on, no shame. We trying to protect the hair so that we could wake up, as we did the night before, still black, dark, and whatever the package say, the dark and lovely. You know what I'm saying? We take it a step further with this. You know what I'm saying, Brody?
Yes, sir.
Now, go ahead, bro.
The bonnet is legendary in the black neighborhood. We know that, and it's kind of starting to transition into other cultures as well. It's a style protector. Do I agree with everybody walking outside with the bonnet all willy-nilly, buck silly all throughout the day? No, I don't agree with that. but that's just my personal opinion. But the bonnet is a style. It's a style savior. It's a black spray saver, a black rinse saver. I'm just keeping it in buck. I'm just keeping it real. Look,
Now, for people don't know, the black spray is when they spray the cards. You know what I'm saying? A black spray saver.
that's the black spray. We can get into that later. We can get to that now. But look, the black spray is synonymous in black hoods, black neighborhoods, and it's been helping people line this for generations now. It got at least two decades, at least, just about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. So this bonnet right here has saved lives. Okay. So let's show some respect to the bonnet. Now, bro brought up a fantastic point, phenomenal point. You see women, I only see women do this. You know, now my sisters, you know, I love the sisters, you know, really, we understand this. Okay. So please keep that in mind when I say this. Your bonnet does have a time limit. Okay. Your bonnet should probably come off at the latest 1 o'clock. Okay. So, you know, we work in settings, you know, corporate, you know, we have institutions. Some people, white people specifically also may see you drop your kid off in the morning in your bonnet and then pick your kid up in your bonnet. They wonder what have you done for the whole day. I'm just telling you, I'm telling you what they're thinking. I'm not throwing those shots. This isn't shade. This is an opportunity for us to have open discussion. They're wondering, what have you done the entire day?
that's a good question, though. That's a good question, you know, because if I see you in your bonnet at 8 o'clock and I'm a teacher, then I see your bonnet again at 3 or 4, I'm assume that you either work a night job, you've been at crib all day, and you haven't taken the time to get yourself together yet, because the bonnet is basically a sign saying whatever under the hood, it's a check engine light, basically. It's a check.
Right.
I mean,
Now definitely if you walk with the bonnet in the middle of the day, like you telling us too much with the bonnet on. Put on a hat. You put the bonnet on, it make it seem like, okay, I ain't got the money to get whatever's under it fixed. We think that too.
oh yeah, that's definitely a possibility. You know, you could think that, but like you say, you probably should put a hat on if you're going to be involving yourself with different people. You're going to be in people's faces, smiling, talking. You know, uh, I would prefer that you don't just go outside with a bonnet. You know, with a style protecting bonnet like that, unless you're doing some type of job that requires you to have a style protector on, whether you're
Right.
cutting grass, anything that your hair can get caught into something while you're working, you know, that's different. We're not speaking for that. We're just saying, well, if you're in your daily life, out and about, and you have a bonnet on, um, you can do better than that. As black people, I feel we can. I'm not saying that we should condemn you or should say that you're a bad person because you wear a bonnet, because I don't agree with that either. You know, you shouldn't just judge a person off just sitting them in a bonnet one time, but it shouldn't be a consistent thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like somebody walking around with no pockets. You know, you have a bonnet on for that period of time. You might as well, you know, be walking around in pajamas, no pockets on, man. It just looked like you still in bed.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, this is a history segment. You know, we're not getting into why, you know, it's, you know, silky, satin, you know, whatever else is better than the cotton. Less friction, all that, we get that. Pan sagging. We going here, bro. We going here now.
Going pan sagging. Okay, look,
Now we going
that's
here.
like, bro, because a lot of cultures do that, and it's like it is notorious with black folks. I'm not gonna deny that, but that culture, it was originated in jail with some horrendous actions that's connected with it. You know, people used to sag, you know, to show that they're a property of another male in jail. That's where the origin comes from, you know. But what I will say this now, like, if you're not like, if you just wear your regular size clothing and you're not like really big on belts or wearing belts all the time, sometimes your pants could start to sag a little bit below the waistline. But
Right.
you shouldn't be as a grown man. And I mean, I can't act like as a kid that I didn't sag at certain points, but I don't feel that I intentionally sag. You know, like oh, like I'm walking outside the crib. I got my, I'm gonna pull my pants. No, I never did that. I always felt like that was weird. Now you may catch me sagging in the moment, but that's because I may not have a belt on, or I'm not the biggest guy. No diddy. I'm not the heaviest guy. So sometimes my pants can't fall below my waist if I'm not conscious of it. But you should never have your pants below your ass.
Right.
Below your waist and ass are two different things.
Yeah. No, no, yeah, you right. You right. Let me see. It says here sagging is a fashion style of wearing pants below the waist, which is a trend that became popular in the 1990s. Influenced by hip hop and skate culture. It has roots in American prison culture, which bro mentioned, where belts were sometimes forbidden, causing pants to fit poorly and sag. The practice is a form of self-expression that sparked debate, with some viewing it negatively due to its association with crime and unprofessionalism, which others defended as a cultural or political statement. Man, the internet has come a long way. Before, you hear people talk about black people sagging their pants. Oh, they just a bunch of animals, hoodlums. Who cares? That's what they do. It mentions the prison system. It mentions hip hop culture. It mentions self expression. For many, sagging is a form of personal expression, a way to challenge authority or a statement of identity within a particular subculture. Wow, the practice has often been met with negative reactions, with some viewing it as uncool or as a signal of criminality. Changing trends. While sagging has gone in and out of popularity, its peak has largely passed, and many of today's fashion icons are moving toward more tailored or fitted styles. I'll say this: I never was the one to really sag my pants. I kind of thought it was weird.
Yep.
It kind of felt kind of weird. I tried it, of course. My thing is, I'm I'll say this. I'm glad that black people have sort of moved past this, pretty much like, and not just black people do this. I've seen white people sag their pants for some reason or another. I don't know why, but again, some sort of for me, and this is just an assumption at this point. I think people started sagging their pants because other people were doing it. And it became widespread. Like when you sag your pants, you probably feel cooler, a bit more tough. And in a particular sub, I think it said something. It said like in some places, sagging pants have led to school dress codes, or even that's not the one I want to look at. It said self-expression for many, it's a form of personal expression, a way to challenge authority. Now, bro, I haven't sagged my pants enough to fully embody this or understand this. Do you think that when people sag their pants, they feel more like aggressive or feel more powerful in a
I
way?
never that, but I'll say this, like, as a man, as a straight man, as a
Mm,
straight, in no circumstances you should intentionally want your ass just out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it don't make sense. But I'll say as a kid, I never wanted to sag intentionally, but sometimes the people that want you to pull your pants up to your belly button. I'm like, bro, like I'm not having my pants in my belly button, like you know. So I understand it. Like it's like yeah, it's a form of of you standing up for something. Like oh yeah, I'm going against the grain,
Mm,
and I understand it because my old man he wear his pants to his stomach, and I tell him pull your pants down a little bit. You got your pants too high. Do that to me out. So it's like it's a thin line between, sagging and just like man, just not having your pants up to your stomach. I believe, but um, some kids do sag their pants to, in a sense, like make a statement. Oh yeah, like I'm going against authority.
mm,
I'm rough, break it. People may put cuss in their eyebrows. So they wilding out. It's different things that our culture has embodied over the years that have caused a lot of ruckus in different neighborhoods. But at the end of the day, what I will say, um, female sag, you know, with certain outfits to show like different things, and they look good on females.
Really?
I would say that for the females, you know. That's just what I say personally.
Sag,
But it's
sag.
all
I've never seen a female like sag their sag their pants, or is it like sag their
prime example.
jeans?
Yeah, sag their jeans. I'm not saying like in the corporate setting. I'm not saying in the corporate setting, like in the like music video settings, club settings. It's a
Oh yeah,
certain
yeah,
way
yeah,
you
yeah,
look.
yeah, 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 yeah. I have seen. That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. I have seen white women also sag their pants,
When I say
like below their
woman,
waistline.
yeah, for sure, for
Yes,
sure.
yes. And this in the 90s when that was in, right?
Been happening.
Been
It's been
happening.
going on. Let's not act like that black folks just started this thing. Oh my god. So, look, we start a lot of things and people tend to follow, but
Yeah.
it's a thin line between, you know, style and just discuss. It's a
Right,
thin line
right.
between. I'll say that for sure.
Now, I can't. I'm not. I mean, listen. I'm not gonna say this is too. This is not my. This is just not my style. I'll just say that. You know. But you
That's
see.
your style as a grown man to deliberately put your pants below your ass.
Yeah.
That shouldn't. I'm saying that's just me personally, you know. But like I say, just to be on the hip side of things, I understand it with certain things, you know. But as a grown man, as a straight man, you shouldn't want to walk around with your pants below the waist. What my teachers tell me is pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Who told you? Somebody told you that, Brody.
Mr.
Yeah,
Curtis,
man. Yeah.
why you lie?
It it comes to look, man. My overall consensus on this is this presentation, bro. You come in with you got a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? That's what white people say, a double whammy. You got your bonnet on and your pants sagging. Oh, we can't take you seriously. We already know we not taking you. We not believing none. You saying it's gonna be hard for us to think you are an important individual.
And then look, another point. I don't even want to keep harboring on this, but if you get into a situation, your pants sagging, you want to move away from falling to the ground. Somebody push you, you're gonna get tripped up. I can grab you. They can have your way with you.
Yeah, I've seen people running trying to hold their pants up. That I ain't understand that when I seen that. You know.
Look, that's why sometimes that man, it's essential. Those are essential when your pants are sagging because it can save your life. Bullets, God forbid, bullets get to flying, a dog chasing you, get into a combative situation. You need to have your pants nice and sturdy so you can be on the move.
Yeah. Now this is Justin Bieber. Now, you can find a lot on the internet. You know, I also say that some people are just lazy. Willfully ignorant. Hey, there's Justin Bieber sagging his pants. You know, we know he loves some black people also. But you got Mexican people, white people that be sagging their pants. Again, I'm glad this is pretty much, out of unless you go to the hood, the projects, the ghettos, you may see a ton of it, but largely and widespread, this movement has pretty much gone for it. So I appreciate that, and at the end of the day, you know better, you do better. So
Yes, sir.
without further ado, I do want to make a call. I'm not sure if she will answer. I'm not quite sure. Special guest, of course, one of the most amazing white people you will ever come across. I'm talking about. She will remain anonymous. Okay.
Oh,
She will.
oh,
Absolutely.
oh.
Absolutely. She will remain anonymous. She made let's just I'm not gonna say too much, right? That's the vodka and lemonade. I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm gonna give her a call. Let's see if she answers. I don't know. I don't know. But it would be very insightful to hear from a phenomenal, upstanding, one of the cleanest, best white people you probably ever will speak to and lay eyes on. I'm gonna bring it to y'all right here on Bedtime Stories. Okay. Let's see.
You gotta be talking about Donald Trump.
Let's see. Hello? Hello? Hello, testing. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Let me see if she called me back.
Okay.
See if she called me back. I definitely want to get on the line though. I think it'll be phenomenal. Let me call. Let me call her again. Let me see. It bothers me that my what's the name is not ringing right now. That's a problem. Testing. Can you hear me? Hang on. Okay. It's my phone number. She just texted me. Okay, it's my phone number. Just call me. Just call me. Let me see if that worked.
Phone number, boss. She
It's
just
my
texted me,
phone number,
boss.
man. Just call me. Yeah, man. You know, this is something that I think is great because I feel like a lot of people should have the freedom to not only express it themselves but have certain conversations, man, that invoke actual response. You know, people not being afraid of response, which is great. Let me make sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of dialogue that can come with these conversations. It's a yin yang type of conversation, you know, because there's so many viewpoints that can be explained, and it's really about how you view it sometimes. But perspective is everything, and if you can just take things with a grain of salt, you know, it make the world such a better place. You know, you don't have to live and die by what somebody say, but if you could just understand what somebody is saying, the
Right.
power to the gift. So I definitely agree.
That's for sure. Hello? Man, we gonna do it like this, man. We're gonna do it like this. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. All right. So, oh man, here's the deal. We have we have someone online. I'm sorry, on the call with us right now. And here's the deal. This conversation will be extremely respectful, will be one of the best conversations in my eyes because you have people coming together actually who, yes, they know of each other, but willing to actually tell the truth, okay, on many different fronts. So one of the things that I want to ask about, and bro, you could jump in. When we talk about white cultures and black cultures, there are different nuances that people may not understand. And one of them, to me, in my opinion, is, and I'm just, picking a topic, but this is a big one for me. It's the cookout, right? When we talk about the cookout, we talk about, food, people coming together, you know, on the ends of, okay, well, you know what? These people, they are coming together, white or black culture, whatever it is. What do you think is the most important thing? Because we're going to get to the other stuff. But what's the most important thing when people are coming together at a cookout, right? Because cookout, that term cookout is primarily, like, black people use it for the most part. And they say, oh, you're not invited to the cookout, all this other stuff. What's the most important thing when people are coming together to, to eat and socialize? What's the most important thing or values that people are looking to actually gain from that experience?
That's your question?
Yeah. That's my question to you right now.
Are you talking about like an actual cookout, or are you talking about it being invited to the cookout?
An actual cookout. An actual cookout.
An actual
You
cookout.
know, but as a white person, as a white person, let's say that.
I mean, I kind of think it actually goes hand in hand. I think maybe it's the same for both. You bring your genuine self. Like if you're going to a party, you bring yourself, right? Like, I mean, sure, you can bring food, you can bring gifts, you can bring all of that, but you're being invited, so you're bringing yourself and who you are. And I kind of think that goes for both the hypothetical cookout and an actual cookout.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. With that. Now, let's get to, what that cookout looks like. Now, for some reason, people say, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're invited to the cookout, this and that. I'm going to just tell you what the black people, no, here's the deal. I'm going to ask you, what is at the cookout when you guys have a cookout? Let's say a white cookout, okay? People come together, they eat food. What do you got?
It's a cookout. You know what I'm saying?
No. Bro, if we gonna ask the questions, we gonna ask the questions. We not doing that, bro. We not doing that.
I can't hear him, so I want to know what he asked.
Well, he was saying, "Oh, leave it alone. It's a cookout. No. We not doing that. Now, here's the deal. I want to know, what are some things that come to mind when you say when people are preparing to eat? What do you guys got at the table at the cookout?
White people. What do we have at the table?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, your basics. You're gonna have.
Hold on, stop right there. Hold on, stop right there. When you say your basics, now I'm not now. Now when you say, what'd you say, bro?
She's gonna get into it. Let her cook.
Let her cook. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize about that.
Exactly. Let me cook. Okay, let me cook. So the white person cookout. I mean, you're gonna have your basics, right? You're gonna have your staples, your hamburgers, your cheeseburgers, your hot dogs. Maybe if you're doing ribs, maybe you have ribs on the table, chicken sandwiches, depending on how you're cooking them, seasoning them, all that kind of stuff. Then you have your sides, potato salad, pasta salads, corn on the cob, that kind of stuff. Like your typical, like, quote unquote, barbecue, I guess, or like Midwestern barbecue. You've got what? Mm-hmm. Chips, dips, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe a salad, depending on what kind of family you live in. If they like salads, I don't know. Then there's sodas. You got your regular soda, Coke, Diet Coke, maybe Coke Zero and a Sprite. Maybe there's wine or liquor there, but I don't know. As a white person that kind of lives in both worlds, kind of basic, maybe plain.
I mean, that don't sound like a bad cookout, bro. What you think?
That don't sound like a bad cookout. Only thing
I also think it depends on who's cooking and like who's seasoning the food and all of that. So that also depends.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No Diet Coke. There's not going to be any Diet Coke. You're going to have Hennessy. You're going to have your liquor.
Tell me what he said because I can't hear him.
Okay, I got you.
Form what I'm telling you after I say this. You're going to have your Hennessy. You're going to have those essential foods that she named. But one thing I want to ask her, at white or Caucasian cookouts, do fights happen? Do arguments at all? Because
that's a phenomenal. Oh, he brings out a phenomenal point. This anonymous white person I'm talking to, phenomenal person. Josh brought up a great point. He said, do people get knocked out at the cookout? There are plenty of songs that people, cousins fight at the cookout. Watch your friend may get knocked out at the cookout. Is any of that going on at the cookouts?
I mean, not at any of the cookouts I've ever been to. None of my family gatherings has anyone ever gotten knocked out? No, there are no fights, no brawls. Usually, maybe on occasion, there might be a verbal altercation, but that's like very few and far between. So no, generally, at least in my family, there are no knockouts at the cookout.
You niggas need to get y'all act together. That's what that means. If there are no fights at her cookouts, there shouldn't be no fights at our cookouts. Let us eat. Let us enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we not put no names. We've been tagged I've been chilling, playing, cookout going on, like bust through the garage though. Somebody get choked out. He just looked out.
I remember, yeah, I was at a cookout. I'm just sitting down watching television. I'm sitting down watching TV. And then I just see somebody bust through the garage door open, somebody getting choked out. I don't know what I was peaceful in that moment. And then when I looked at somebody getting choked out, I just was stuck. I was looking at the guy choking the guy out, looking. Plenty,
out the boy.
it's always an argument. It's always a fight going on, man. These are the things that, are just like crazy. So I want to ask you another question. By the way, let's have some applause for the amazing white woman who's on today. She's just phenomenal. What I want to ask you also. So we got through the cookout. Also at our cookouts, we got plenty of food. We got ribs, chicken, fried chicken. You got candied yams. You got the collard greens. You got the short ribs. You got the cornbread. You got the the baked macaroni and cheese. You got the potato salad. You got plenty of things. So, but that cookout was not bad.
I will say this: at a white person cookout, there's no like making plates. So like people don't make plates. You might take home leftovers, but you might take home like a large chunk of like mashed potatoes or something. There's no like, I'm gonna make you a plate and cover that plate with foil or whatever we're covering it with. That just doesn't happen.
Hold on, my bro want to say something. Go ahead, bro.
Y'all like it on that. Now y'all gotta add that to white folks, Caucasian folks. You gotta send your company home with a plate. That's mandatory. That's the whole point of the cookout. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro said you gotta send your people home with a plate. That's what bro said. You gotta send your people home with a plate. You can't just leave them with no plate. See, black people, they leave about 4-5 plates. I remember my uncle getting mad because some guy left about 4-5 plates. He said, "We ain't trying to feed your family." And I was like, people leave with plates. So you got to feed your family as they walk out the door. Okay, that's another thing that it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Cookouts. Be invited to the cookout. I do want to ask you another thing. I do want to ask you something else. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I've always grown up to believe that white people just had it better. Period. When it comes to whatever job they work in, they got better health insurance. They may get paid more than me, even though they work in the same position. Now that's what I've thought. Can you clear that up? Now, when I first came to you, and again, you are anonymous, okay? When I first came to you, I thought that your health insurance was better than mine. Why? I don't know, because you're white. You know what I'm saying? White is right. That's what I've grown up, right? Grown up with. I'm being a little facetious there, but tell me, what's the deal with that? Is your healthcare better than mine, or what's going on?
Well, I believe you asked me that when we were employed by the same employer, so our healthcare was exactly the same. Yeah. So no, I don't think that's always the case. I mean, certainly white people have a privilege, right? But that also doesn't mean that you working the same job that I have, you don't have good healthcare too.
Right. Yeah, I thought that your healthcare came with better benefits,
You also thought I could buy whatever I wanted when I wanted, and then I reminded you I work the same job as you, and I'm on a budget as well.
Yeah. I mean, all people ain't got all white people ain't just got funds to be handing out, man. This is very true. This is true. Let's a round of hand of applause. Go ahead, bro. Once, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
I mean, I think for black people, we have a hard time of looking into the future because life expectancy is lower in the black community, and I believe it's 1 out of every 3 children are expected to go into jail. This is not my opinion. This is by the numbers. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of it's an uphill battle for black people and not having the access to the knowledge to know these things. So I'll say that it's hard. It's hard to know that things are equal when you don't have the same access to the same access to information to even put yourself in the mind frame to know that it's equal. Because you've been taught that you've been having, of course you guys. I hate to even bring this point up, but you have slavery, and when that and you're kind of piggybacking off that, you're kind of behind. And if nobody's taught you, it's going to be very hard to put yourself on a same thinking playing field as a Caucasian person because you have a slave mentality. Not all we don't. Not saying we do. We just saying that
Right.
it's in the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, this lovely white woman, has come on and has really kept it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Kept it a bean. We do appreciate you for coming on. We would love to have you on again. Maybe later. This wasn't so bad. We just want to show people it's not so bad. I don't know what's the
So
what.
bad. I'll come on again.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you know what I'm saying. Another hand clap.
Thank you.
All
right, well, you have a good night.
You too. All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. Go ahead, bro. What you say?
I'm saying make sure you have the your right, so she can be able to hear me because she has a lot of good points and just a good mindset and the good qualities of viewpoints to be able to talk and give her perspective on things. And we need that, bro. We need that.
Yeah. We need that, man. My definitely we gonna do a test. You know what I'm saying afterwards. But yeah, that's one of the things that I honestly was shocked that I even thought that was a thing where we could work the same job and just because she white, her health insurance is better than mine. That's but I actually thought that. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about somebody who pride themselves on trying to get educated and all this other stuff. So if I thought that, you can imagine, bro, just put yourself in the shoes of people who are being taught by people who have a 6th grade education, 7th grade education. And when we talking about education, we're not necessarily talking about intelligence, right? You can be uneducated and believe that the government is full of shit. That's intelligence. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about if you just haven't been exposed to certain things, you will never fucking know. My mom thought that, a while back, you know what I'm saying? As far as buying dental insurance, she thought that you only needed a job. It's not to her fault or anyone else's fault, but you can actually use, you know what I'm saying? PPO just doesn't have to come through your job. You can actually pay each month for dental insurance. These things we just haven't been, exposed to, and that's a huge thing within the Black community and also in the white community as well. Being able to understand, hey, these things, if I'm a white person, understanding that, you may have disadvantages that I have, but it's not all the way around the board. If you get the same job as me, you will have the same health insurance as me. You will, be paid whatever the range is, the salary range is. So that's, I appreciate it for coming on and, just sharing a little bit. So there were a few other things. So we did bonnet, we did pan sagging. So, and we also did cookout. I want to ask you, bro, white people versus Black people being on time. When it comes to time and when it comes to parties, if a party started at 5 o'clock, we looking if it started at 5 o'clock, we looking to get there at least 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to plenty of white people. They gonna arrive at 5:10 at the latest. So I don't know where that comes from. Why not just start the party at 6 p.m. if you're gonna arrive at 6 p.m.?
Man, I don't know. It could be music, Kanye West said, good things come to those who wait. So I'm gonna be at least about an hour late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really do believe that it could be the music, but I also just think that it's just like a Black thing when it comes to parties. Now I can't speak for as far as timeliness when it comes to jobs and other things because I believe in being on time. And a famous quote from Drumline was, "If you're on time, you're late. If
You're
you're
late.
early,
Right.
you
You're
know."
early for on time. Yep.
So I really believe that that's more. Besides the parties, for sure, black folks always late to parties. That's just what we do because we feel that the party don't start until about 6. If a party starts at 5, that means it don't start to 6.
Right.
You know, even with let's just say it's kind of like with fights. Like with fight night. With the main event. We black folks see ourselves as main event type players. That is what we. I believe that. So if it's a fight night going on, if Javante Davis is fighting and the fight started at 7, Tank not gonna fight until 9 o'clock. People not showing up to your party till about 8:30. You can have your fight party may start at 6, but people not gonna show up till about 7:38. Because they want to see that main event. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I coach you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a funny thing, man. I don't I don't want to be the dead horse, but at the end of the day, God damn it, I'm too old to be going to these clubs and these parties anyway. If they starting at 7, 8 o'clock, don't matter. I'm probably not gonna be there.
I'm ready to saddle on now.
Yeah. I do want to get to something, and I'm talking to the black folk right now. Let me have a heart-to-heart intimacy with you.
Okay.
Okay. Now y'all see this image. Black people sitting on the porch. They look wholesome. You got the black man. He didn't did his time. He didn't did right by the people around him. He got his house, got the woman there, his woman, sitting good, right? That's all fine and dandy. But this porch right here, if you live in that apartment, let's say this is an apartment complex, duplex, triplex, whatever else. I gotta walk past, not them. I'm gonna tell you who on the porch. A bunch of low down, dirty niggas on the porch. That's who on the porch. And they may not even live there. Okay? I gotta walk past them to get to my spot. Not only do I have to, my mom may have to, my dad may have to walk past these guys just to go into my house. I feel uncomfortable when I walk up, and this, I've talked to plenty of white people. They don't do this. They don't sit on the porch. They take their ass in the house. Now some black people, they don't have air conditioning in the house on those hot summer days. It's cool outside than it is in the house. I understand that. Fine. Whatever else. And everybody don't have a means to a phenomenal house. I understand that we in apartments, people want to chill outside. And maybe that may prompt, some sort of community balance. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people hanging out and you got to introduce yourself and all this, say, hey, maybe that's where it comes from. I don't know. But sometimes I will say I did get tired of having to step over niggas older than me. You know what I'm saying? They act like it's a problem when I got to get past them. And, if I don't say excuse me, next thing you know, we having a nigga moment. We just fighting right there on the porch. I don't know. Somebody make sense of this for me, please.
You want me to go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Man, bro. Man, niggas may not be too comfortable inside their home. Sometimes niggas be needing fresh air. I do believe if niggas had a more luxury crib, that it won't be as many niggas just lingering around the front areas. Or if if somebody has something to do, just being productive. But at the same token, I would say this: when people outside, people like to look for females. They like to admire that. Just admire the summertime. We black folks, and black folks like the sun. That's just been how it's been for the years. But that's not to minimize the point of what you saying. That there's a lot of ignorant niggas or ignorant folks that's going to make it hard for you to walk past a group of black men. one thing I can say, you won't have no problem walking past a group of white men, but you may have a problem walking past a group of niggas. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
not
yeah,
black men, but a
yeah.
group
Even
of
if you
niggas.
black,
You know?
yeah.
Black, you know. So it's just about, uh, man, to be aware is to be alive, and you have to be mindful of your areas. Um, that's what I can really say. That you just gotta be mindful, and you know, niggas like to be outside. You know, that's just how it's been. Niggas love them, especially in poverty stricken areas. What's inside? They probably ain't really got too much inside. You know, so you know they want to come outside and at least enjoy the world. You know, ain't no wrong with that. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same token, you still have to be mindful that, man, you know, things do look a certain way, especially when we're condoning and acting like savages. You know, beating up your own people just walking past. I never got there. I never was involved with just jumping somebody randomly just because they walking past. It's like it was the fun thing to do. That was never fun. You know, whooping my own kind, being on my own people. That was never fun to me.
Yeah. God damn, man, you on the money today, man. You know what I'm saying? You on the
Man,
money today, doc.
just back, bro. Just
Uh,
back.
lastly, we gonna get to this, man. We gonna wrap it up. Gucci wearing Negro.
Hey, man, you sound record, bro. Gucci wearing nigga. That's nigga.
Hey,
Gucci
bro.
wearing.
Hey, okay, so hang on. Black guy, you can find a lot of this on Instagram. Black guy covered in name brand. Okay. Um, covered in Gucci. Whatever it is. So here's the topic, Here's the thing I wanna point out. You
Okay.
know, a lot of stuff that we see, a lot of people do on a serious note when it comes to white people. All people, some black people who have reached other levels in their lives, they think that people who dress from, let's say, Louis Vuitton from head to toe, they think you're broke. I got a pair of Burberry shoes. I'm glad that I bought them because number one, the moment they're like sort of worn out, I feel some sort of type of way wearing them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you feel this way, bro. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Burberry is Burberry, but a part of me feels like I'm trying too hard, you know? And I don't know when the last time I wore those Burberry shoes. I think it was at, you know what I'm saying, my man's JP funeral. But if they ain't no Nikes, if they ain't not no shoes that, cost exactly what I can afford, in that realm, a part of me does feel weird because, and I'm trying to pretty much, exemplify something that I haven't made in reality, and that's, supreme luxury. And supreme luxury right now I cannot afford. So I want your take on that, bro. Like I I will say this lastly now, and I'll hand it over to you. A lot of people, again, I said white people for sure, and also black people who have probably made it into different spaces. Once you show up and you like Louis Vuitton down, even if you have a lot of money, in my opinion, and from what I've been told, they say, "Oh, this guy's broke," or "This girl is broke."
As far as if you're fashioning like Louis or Burberry, if you're wearing the shoes or
Yeah,
something,
anything like Burberry, Gucci. If you Gucci down from head to toe, Louis Vuitton, from head to toe, they say, man, this guy is probably broke. Now I wouldn't necessarily just draw that assumption, but if you live in the hood, maybe I'll infer that this guy does not have a lot of money, or else
right?
he wouldn't be here. That's just me being, me being, I guess, intelligent about the situation. But you can't. That's not always true. So you know what you think?
Um, well, it's like it's all depending on what you value. So you know, first of all, if somebody's in Gucci head to toe, real Gucci, I'm not gonna think that they're broke. I'm gonna think I'm not gonna think they're rich either though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
um,
Isn't
I
that
like,
isn't that interesting though? That you not gonna think they broke, which is fair, but you not necessarily think that they have a lot of money, wealthy or rich, even though that type of range when it comes to paying for clothes that, 400, 500, sometimes $2,000 worth of clothes, that would be in a realm of where people who can afford that should be buying that. You know what I'm saying? That you wouldn't assume
yeah.
that they got money to be spending that on.
It depends on how they look as well. No day as far as like when I say look, like do they look clean in it? Does it look like the new apparel Gucci? How are they wearing it? Are they wearing it like it's just regular? You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things that goes into that because if you've been around wealthy people, you know a wealthy person don't necessarily have to wear Gucci all the time. Don't have to wear name brand. They could just be in a t-shirt and shorts, but man, have buku amounts of money. And it's people that, that man barely have $5,000, but have a cold closet full of designer.
Right.
So, it's really about the mindset. And the older you get, you gotta realize, we've been conditioned and I hate keep harping on this again, but through the music and
Yeah.
through the culture, we've been, taught, oh man, name brand is where it's at. It's like a status symbol, having the bands, having this or having that. So you aspire to get those things, but the older you get, you realize, man, that's not where it's at. Just having money in your bank account, being able to buy what you want when you want is more of a flex than just having clothes. So I mean, I really think it's about the person and the mindset of the person because we all value things differently. So it's all about what you value, and I don't value clothes as the end all be all. I don't value cars as the end all be all. You really want to have property. And if your house is top tier, then I may think you got it. Because your house is top tier. I really, I value property, but that's not to say that 10 years ago that I didn't. If I see somebody in Gucci, I would have thought they was rich. Because I probably would have thought they was rich. A decade ago. But as when I was a boy, I thought like such, and when I was a man, I tried to think as such as well. So, like I said, it's all about the mindset and just where you at in your life. But I can't knock somebody for valuing clothes because I've been there before. I
Yeah.
can't I can't knock it. You just gotta try to hope that they can mature enough to have that eventually subside and something else takes its place and it can go from there.
Yeah. To all my young guys out there, think about this. I've seen so many different name brand clothes come and go. I've seen, you know, so many types of whatever happened to True Religion jeans. Anybody remember that?
They trying to make a comeback. They trying to.
Whatever happened to ball main jeans?
I don't know. It
The main thing people wearing now are like the chrome heart jeans, right? But
mhm.
that shit gonna be gone too. Like it's
Man,
just
look, promo was out in the '90s, bro. Jim Jones and them Cameron was wearing that in the '90s, bro.
yeah,
Like for real,
yeah,
that been out. It was like it's nothing. What we have to understand is nothing new. Nothing is new under the sun. It's called a re-rock.
yeah.
It's gonna be re-rocked, reinvented. It's put a little spin on it, and they're gonna sell it to us like it's the hottest thing since sliced bread. But like I say, the older you get, the wiser you get, you're gonna know. Like, man, look, I done seen this. I done seen this trick before. You can't
Right.
fool me. You can fool me once, shame on shame on me. Fool me once, fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, man. Hey, we got to squabble. We got to squabble. So,
I
man,
I
knowledge
know
is
one
power.
thing. They better not bring them damn Fat Albert jeans back.
Nah, they hopefully not. But you never know.
Yeah,
It
you
might
never
be
know.
trying to bring they trying to bring the bootylicious pants back. You know, for the females, that's trying to make a trend back. So, man, a lot of things starting to make a comeback, bro. For real.
Yeah, man. Young dudes, man, get you some nice clothes that you feel good in. Get you, you know what I'm saying, a couple pieces of jewelry if you can, a watch if you a watch guy, some nice shades, a suit when you can, you know what I'm saying, dress up in some and shit, man, that's about it, man. Get your money right. Like bro said, property is one of the biggest things. If you got property and you could afford to be comfortable. That's the main thing. See, a lot of niggas be having it fucked up, bro. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with niggas like Gucci and all this other shit and trying to be a nigga you not, right? You niggas gotta, it's about comfortability, being actually free, nigga, not like pretend free. It's being actually free. So, but
Save your money.
save your money, invest your money, and then you get to a place where you can use money, budget, man, so that you have, okay, this money right here, I'm trying to invest. This money right here, I'm just saving. This money right here, I'm playing with, so that you won't feel like right now. I mean, I'm not in a place where I want to be, but I'm budgeted to where, okay, I know a certain amount of money is going here, and the other place I'm not touching. Another place is being invested. Another place is paying off debt, because we all know black people got debt. So but that's recouping. All these different things are, substantial and also important, man. Or else you gonna be paying back bills and, circling your tail and doing all this other shit until you're 50, 60 years old. Next thing you know what I'm saying, we got to pay for your motherfucking funeral, man. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
Fail, man. It's just that simple. If you gonna plan ahead or plan to fail, it ain't no in between. Only one out of 10 get lucky and come up on some stuff. Hey, look, get your credit right. Your credit can save you, and then stash your cash, because your cash can save you too. But just don't go give it to the clothes man. Don't just go give it to the Gucci that's paying probably $30 to make the outfit, but charge you $500 for the outfit. So look, hey, it's mental. It's mental warfare. And, mind over matter.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, man. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. For those people who actually joined in, we appreciate you. As always, we appreciate everybody who rocks in. It's bedtime stories. From our Beyond the Book people, it's a blanket. We appreciate all the support. We're gonna have a few more interviews coming up, man. I'm not gonna tell y'all the guests, but I'm definitely hoping we can get these people so that we can actually present, the value in which our platform brings. Another thing, people have really been rocking with us because it feels good when people in the comments like, yo, use your platform for this, use your platform for that. Bro, 3-4 months ago, I ain't have a platform. I ain't have a platform, and to see the growth, to see the transitions, man, we gonna keep going. I'm hoping that we could do a live again tomorrow. Not tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The 9 to 5. But Thursday, 6 p.m. We got an important one. We gon' iron out some religion. This guy Wes Huff going around. We're gonna play one of his videos, and dissect one of his videos. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be nice. That's Thursday.
Okay.
But other than that, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. I'm gonna go grab something to eat. Before we get up out of here, bro, you got some, you know what I'm saying, some lasting words, ending words.
Hey man, look, love yours, love yourself. Man, enjoy each day, appreciate each day. Life is not promised. Stay away from the BS. Nigga Nation.
Hey man, yeah, this dude a fool, man. This dude a fool. Hey, you know, let's just get the fuck up out of here with that. But we do appreciate y'all, man. On a serious note, you know, we wish y'all the best. More than likely we'll see y'all Thursday. And also, man, listen, like the video, comment, subscribe. Our reels be doing numbers. Let's get the views up on our lives, because at the end of the day, yeah, the reels are what keep people coming. The lives gonna make y'all stay. You know what I'm saying? So in this simulation, provide a demonstration showing the higher power, who you are. Only then do we soar across the pages of life. Until next time, please, y'all, stay great. Levitate.